And you're only a what if away from great holidays. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Hello, everybody. Podcast time.
Yo.
Podcast time means your time because you can listen to this at your time.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, not 6 to 9, which is when we're on the radio. It's the beauty of podcast, mate.
Could be 9:42 p.m. Do you reckon people fall asleep to our voices?
Probably, yeah.
So really egotistical.
No, you have you two have nice voices. Mine's a bit whiny.
I don't
Hey.
think.
Mine's a bit yappy. What? Well, you've got to say, everyone calls your voice sexy. Jim has a low register.
But you
Out
two.
of the three, I've got the least sexiest voice. Let's be honest.
Let's
call a spade a
yeah,
spade.
it is. But I
Props.
think you two are too energetic. You
Hey,
know what I
also,
mean?
just quick, you two weren't supposed to agree so quickly.
No, you are. Your
I
voice
gave
is
it a
shit.
pause.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did. There's
No, it's
a-
awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I'm going deaf over
just
here.
whiny.
My headphones are on zero. I'm actually lip reading.
You're one of the great lip readers. Hey, very soon on the pod, God, it's an all-star cast. We've got the PM, Albo.
Yeah, kicking things off.
The
Prime
big
Minister.
fella, Albo chat. Some hard-hitting political questions from us too.
And also some dumb questions.
Yeah.
We ask people to call out with their dumb question and we give them dumb answers.
yeah,
There's the other P as well. Patrick Schwartz.
No, he's not. No.
Oh,
got taken out.
shit.
Yeah.
He must be getting. I think he's getting his own thing.
He's getting his own pod.
Oh, he's getting his own
We also
thing.
have Patrick Schwarzenegger on another episode.
Not here.
Hey,
Yes.
good pivot, Ed.
Swipe up, swipe down, it's somewhere, Andy.
All right, that's all coming up on the podcast, guys. Keep it right here.
Nathan, please get the round of applause ready for a leader who has dedicated his career to public service and advocating for a betterment of all Australians. Growing up in public housing with a single mother, he learned the values of resilience, hard work and community, principles that have guided his approach to leadership. And over the years, he has focused on strengthening the economy, investing in infrastructure and supporting policies aimed at creating opportunities for Australians from all walks of life, and announcing today that Labor will support a rise in real wages for Australia's low-paid workers.
Love that.
Get this, he's not Delulu. He has the Salulus. Please welcome to the show the leader of the Labor Party and the 31st Prime Minister of Australia. It's Anthony Albanese!
Hello, mate.
Wow, what a welcome.
Mate, that's it. Oh, we're here for you, mate. We're here doing those intros. I reckon every time you stand up in Parliament, you need Jimmy to do those intros. What do you think, Albo?
I absolutely do.
He can be your hype man.
It would just lift me up, you know. I could sort of run, like running onto the field. I could run into the chamber while Jimmy did that intro.
I'm happy to follow you around. Be your hype guy. Be there here in the morning and just tell you how great you are, what the good things you're doing.
Well, you need that during these long days of election campaign, I've got to say. You need a bit of uplifting, and we want to uplift people's wages. And
Absolutely.
that's what we're doing today. We've had 3 national wage increases since we came into government, and there's been an increase in the minimum wage each and every time, making a difference. It's increased by $143 a week since we came to office, and we'll make a submission saying that it should increase further going forward, because we want people to earn more, but we also want people to keep more of what they earn, which is why we're putting in a tax cut for every Australian
even better.
taxpayer, not for just some.
Oh, you're speaking my language, Albo. The thing that I find interesting is this real wages. So, of course, wages that are adjusted for inflation. Is this something that's important for people to understand as well? Because, when you talk about wages, you've got to take into account everything else that
wages
happens
go
as well.
up, but the cost of living goes up more.
That's exactly right. So what we want is for people to get wages that are increasing more than inflation's increasing. And that way you get an increase in the real living standards. We know that people on the minimum wage are doing it tough. And so we want to make sure that they're continuing to do better, that they're not left behind in what have been difficult global times for the global economy. And that's why during the last campaign, people might remember, it seems like a long time ago now, but I held up a $1 coin throughout that, because when asked, did I want a wage increase? I said, absolutely. And the then Morrison government said, the sky'd fall in if that happened. Well, it happened, and it's a good thing that it happened.
Yeah.
And the sky didn't fall in. And we want wages to increase. We want taxes to go down. And we changed the tax cuts, you might remember, to make sure that no one missed out. People were going to miss out, low-income earners were going to not get a single dollar out of that. We changed it, and that's why in last week the Parliament passed our budget changes, which will give 2 increases. They're small, but they'll make an enormous difference to people because we want people to earn more and keep more of what they earn. When you combine those 2 things, that's how you make a difference to people's lives and help to lift people up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Albo, Trump brought Kid Rock into the Oval Office this week to stop ticket scalpers or something. If you could choose an Aussie artist to sign legislation on your behalf, who would it be and why?
It'd have to be Jimmy Barnes because he's a legend.
It'd have to
What
be
an icon.
Barnesy, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
He's a legend, and I'd get Cram from Spiderbait
Another great choice.
play the drums as he walked in.
Oh,
You've got this all planned
this
out,
is,
Albo.
I mean, Albo, it's almost like you're ready for that.
Well, I'd be all over it. And maybe, Timmy Rogers on guitar.
You have thought about this. If I see this next week, Anthony, I mean, there's got to be some trouble.
If you're doing this in Canberra very soon, then we'll know that it started here.
Can we?
Well,
can we...
be careful, because the whole Delulu with no Salulu about Peter Dutton's nuclear fantasy began with a dare on a podcast. So this could happen now.
Well, Anthony, I just want to ask, because Em did mention the old Trumpster there. Can you explain this? Like, he's got this freedom thing coming in. He wants to put taxes or tariffs.
Yeah.
What does that mean for us, for everyday Australians?
For Liberation Day, yeah.
What it means is that Americans will pay more for the goods that they buy. I think it's an act of economic self-harm.
Yeah.
Tariffs hurt the country that's putting them on because the consumers have to pay more. It doesn't change what goods we can sell to the United States. It just means that they cost their consumers more. They're taxed in America. The American government gets that tax, but that comes by people who buy the goods. So our steel and aluminium is still going to the United States now.
Yeah.
It's just costing more.
Does that mean we'll be
that
selling
makes no
less
sense.
because they don't want to pay the extra tariff?
Well, no.
It harms our economy?
The problem here is because if you put an increased tariff on every country, which is what they've done, then the competitive advantage doesn't change at all. So there aren't now any more steel makers in the United States than there were a month ago when these tariffs went on, but the cost is more.
Yeah, right.
So those people purchasing COLORBOND, essentially, steel roofs for their homes in California, are just paying more for it, and it will increase the cost of housing in America. It doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
But he's absolutely committed to this. The whole world's been, for a long time, has been saying, no, what we need to do is to have free and fair trade between countries. That's how we lift everyone up. And President Trump has a different plan from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And he's entitled to do that, of course, but I think it will have a damaging impact on the American economy.
Self-harming his own economy. Well, Albo, we love you, mate. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Before we do let you go, one last question. You know, Dutton's come out and said that he's got plans to move to Sydney. If he does get elected, he's going to live in Sydney. You're a Sydney boy. Where would you put him if he moved here? Where should he be put?
Well, he's moving to Sydney because he likes the idea of Sydney Harbour Views, but the capital is in Canberra. At the same time...
Does he know that?
I'm a Sydney-sider who's moved to Canberra in the lodge because that's the job, that's the gig.
Yes.
If you want the gig, do it where your office is, and that's where it is. That's where the department is. That's where Parliament House is. That's where the meetings take place. But he doesn't want anyone else to work from home. He wants to be able to work from home with Harbour Views.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit rough, isn't it?
Running the country on Zoom, sure.
I know Nate said that was the last question. I got one more for you. I think I know the answer to this, but Friday night, your Bunnies taking on the Roosters. Trell Mitts back in the centres.
Yes.
I'm guessing you're tipping a win for the Bunnies this Friday night.
Mate, we're on fire. 3 from 4 without Cam Murray and Latrell. We'll get Latrell back. He'll be real keen versus Brooks as well, won't he?
Oh, mate, he's ripping. He's ready to go. He looks
close
good.
to the action. I would have played him in the front row.
Atari Ferrari, bring you back. Albo,
we love you,
you,
mate.
buddy. Thank you so much. Welcome on the show anytime. Enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
Thank you, guys.
See you, Albo. Ta.
Thanks.
Trending now with Emma Chow.
Kanye has done a really cooked interview where he's dressed in black KKK gear.
This is...
It went for an hour and a half and it got posted on X. He did it with this guy called DJ Academics. I haven't heard of him before, Jimmy. Have you heard of Academics before?
Yeah, he's big in the hip-hop community.
Okay.
Probably more recently famous for siding with Drake in the Drake-Kendrick feud.
Okay.
Oh, loves picking a
yes.
side, does he?
He's a big side guy.
Okay.
Though,
Yeah.
I mean, again, we're on the record here that we hate Kanye.
Yes.
And I'd actually like it if the station didn't play his music.
Yeah.
But he starts the interview and Kanye walks out of the room, then walks back in an all-black KKK.
Yeah.
And even he, who is a Kanye fan, is like, oh.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Why would
It's
he
a
even
lot.
agree to do this interview?
But wait-
Because it all clicks, mate. Clicks,
Yes.
like
Yeah,
views. People watch it to go, oh, what's crazy Kanye doing?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also now we all know who DJ Academics is.
Yeah.
I didn't know. By the way, he spells his name wrong. He spells it with K's instead of C's, and it really bothers me.
The irony of spelling academics wrong is
I
so
know,
funny.
right? Yeah. Anyway, have a listen to Kanye talking about how he never actually ever wanted to have kids with Kim.
That was my fault. I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her. But that wasn't God's plan.
Jesus.
What, like, imagine what his kids think about
know.
that. North is 11. She's old enough to understand that that is like a really awful thing to say.
Well, hopefully that just means that Kim's got a better chance of getting full custody.
Hopefully.
From the dickhead.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know we're talking about it, so maybe we're just as bad, but, like, don't broadcast this man. Don't
Yeah.
give this man the opportunity. Like you say, Em, there, his kids hearing that, they're only hearing it because people are giving him the platform to talk about
Yeah.
it.
True.
Whether
Totally.
it be X, whether it be this bloke interviewing,
Yeah.
like, don't give him a platform.
give him the
Stop
airtime.
giving him the airtime and allow his hate-filled messages to go out into the world.
Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it?
And finally, this is exciting. The internet's frothing over the cast of the Beatles movie. So there's going to be
This is
4
great.
films for this biopic.
And they come out at the same time?
I'm not sure if
No,
they
I,
come out
I
at the
think
same
they
time.
come out
They
like
do?
the same month. I'm pretty sure they all come
Right.
out.
So do they
mean?
drop like one a week or something?
I was trying to find that yesterday, so I
Yeah.
don't know if it's. I think it might be one a week, but it is the same month, and it's like telling all their individual stories kind of at the same.
Okay.
And then they all come together to fight Thanos.
Yes. Are you ready? With lightsabers.
Paul McCartney will return.
They all have the gauntlet and
Yes.
the Infinity Stones.
They come together to form the Beatles.
Do you want to hear who the Beatles are, though?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
that's what everyone's very excited about. Okay, so John Lennon is going to be played by Harris Dickinson. I didn't notice his name straight away, but this is the young toy boy character in Baby Girl.
You were telling me this off air. I've never seen
Yes,
Baby Girl.
that's
but I've
the
seen
Nicole
him.
Kidman
Yeah.
movie that's really like sexual. Okay, Paul McCartney is going to be played by Paul Mescal.
Yeah.
Who's
been on this show. We love Paul
He's been
Mescal.
on the show.
Oh,
He's
Gladiator.
been Gladiator.
Yeah.
He's dating Gracie Abrams at the moment. Barry Keoghan,
Yeah.
Sabrina's ex and from Saltburn, is going to be Ringo Starr.
I'm Ringo. Look at me. I'm hitting the drums.
And
Can I write a song?
Mate, Jimmy should be playing
I
Ringo
could be
yeah,
Ringo.
you
Starr.
really should. And then Joseph Quinn, who is Eddie from Stranger Things,
Yes.
is going to be George Harrison.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Great
It's a
cast.
pretty good cast.
It is. I mean, John Lennon is probably, in terms of his life, I'm a huge Beatles fan. I think his life is the most interesting. So to get old mate from Baby Girl that's a huge part. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously Paul McCartney as well and Paul Mescal, but
Yeah.
I'm very keen to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, here's a snippet of Ringo Starr's
Oh,
episode.
me, it's Ringo.
I love a hack. Nath thinks they're very unimpressive.
They have to be really good to impress me.
That's not a hack. It's just
I'm the hack hater, so I'm sorry that I just want to warn you that there's a very high bar for me.
Can you impress the hack hater? I will slap you, silly young man.
Yeah, 13, 10, 60 the number. Hacks are what we're after. Nath hates them, but you and I and everyone else enjoys them.
We love hacks. Like, who doesn't like a shortcut?
Hello, Eric.
Hey guys, how we doing?
We're good, mate. Have you got an alleged hack?
Alleged? Whoa.
Whoa, whoa. That's how these work.
I reckon it works.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're in a parking lot and you can't seem to find your car with your key fob, what you can do is you take your key fob and you put it to your chin, and the water in your body acts as a great conductor to extend the range of your key fob.
Eric, I've been on the record. I've said I've loved you on the show before, Eric. We had you on the other day. You helped us out. You know, you pretended to be Alex, a lovely lady. Eric, I love you. It's Jimmy here, but mate, no.
No.
It's Jimmy and I'm saying no.
Eric, there is no scientific backing to what you're doing. Eric,
Wait, I don't understand as well. There's more water in your chin.
So Eric, what you're telling me is that it essentially enhances the strength signal of the button for your car, yes?
Yeah.
Is this scientifically proven?
Eric, the only thing I like about this is maybe, just maybe, someone listens to this, thinks it's true, and they're walking around a Westfield somewhere in Sydney with their keys under their chin, and that's funny. That's funny.
But not a hack.
Not a hack. Sorry. Can I jump in there? Not a hack.
One of the producers is saying that this has been done.
It does not.
Producer Lolo said that it
No,
works.
next caller.
Lolo,
next
what?
caller. No, next caller.
It works.
It
No,
works?
next caller. Go to
Not a hack.
No.
Nat, what's your alleged hack, Nat?
So if you buy gift cards from Woolies, you get like rewards points, and then when you buy like whatever you're buying, you get extra rewards points.
Oh, don't hate it.
So
You
buy
buy
a
the
gift
gift card.
card.
You get the points for your purchase at Woolworths because you buy the gift cards at the counter like you buy groceries.
Yep.
Then
Yeah,
when
that's right.
Yep, you're using the card to purchase whatever it is. You're going to get double points because you're using that card to purchase something again.
Yeah, because you're always going to have to get groceries, so it's not like you're wasting the gift card either.
And it gets better because sometimes the gift cards are 10% off.
Oh.
So it's like you can even triple up.
So
and then
are
you can boost points
Are
too?
you telling me that you could be making more? Like, are you making money? Like, are you saving
Depends
money?
what you use the points on.
Saving huge amounts of money, yeah, because 2,000 points is $10. So the closer you get to 2,000 points, the closer you get to saving $10 again.
Oh, I like this. I can see Jimmy's eyes are wide. He likes it.
It's a bit of a scam. Yeah, and I do like a scam, and I do like a rort. Here's my big concern, Matt, right? Here's my concern, is the fact that when you buy one of these cards, you then have to carry the card around, don't
Oh,
you?
Nath.
No, because you can have it on your phone. You can have a digital card.
Yeah, what?
You could add it to your Woolies app.
Oh.
Can you definitely add it to the Woolies app? You definitely can.
You definitely can. I've not carried a plastic card or a wallet in years.
And you're telling me you can get the points, extra points.
Yeah, and sometimes you get even more. You can boost your points.
Yes, you can boost. You can boost all. That's the first thing I do when I do my Woolies
love
shop.
my rewards. How long has it been? How long has it been?
Months.
It has been months.
Start
it was
of the
when
year, I think it was.
first started
Executive
with you
producer
guys.
TK, how long has it been, TK?
January 21st is your only approval of a hack.
Yeah, and pre-Emma on the show, we've been doing this for years and you've never approved anything. So you've only had one approval ever.
Nat,
Yep.
I'm going to play something for you.
The Hack Hater. Approved.
How do you feel, Nat?
Oh, unbelievable. All my dreams have come true.
Bloody done it, Nat! This is a hack.
Nat, is your name short for Natalie?
It is.
Sure it's not Hackley?
Why do you have to go and ruin things like that? Jim M, young Sydney-siders are freaking out at the moment about moving out of home because apparently who's going to help them answer the dumb questions they can't solve without their parents? This is a big one, right? Now, Jim, you moved out very early, so you were forced to figure out the answers to these questions at the ripe old age of 7.
Yeah.
That is quite young. I was going to say, wow.
No, 7. I moved out home at 17.
So it's 17.
And I'm
Oh, Mr. Teen. Yeah.
36-ish. It's nearly 20 years.
Yeah. So, and not just
wild.
move out, like you moved hours away.
Yeah, I went
So,
from Gundawindi, a small town, moved to Brisbane.
Yeah.
Before I found beautiful Sudani. But yeah, so I don't know. I think you just need to learn to do everything.
Yeah, well, this is what they're saying. So apparently, Pedestrian have come out and put a list together of the 7 things you absolutely need when moving out, right? To help ease the pressure of all these Sydney-siders going, shit, if I move out, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. The number one thing, storage products. Apparently get storage boxes, drawer dividers, and something to chuck all your takeaway containers in, right? So just so you know where to put things, apparently. A toilet brush. Some of these feel self-explanatory.
Like, Yeah. Bathroom comes with a toilet brush.
Yeah, well, apparently a lot of people aren't buying toilet brushes and are freaking out when they've got to go buy a toilet brush or using the one that's already there, which feels
No,
weird.
definitely don't.
Oh, if you're in a rental, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
No pre-existing TVs. Cleaning supplies. I mean, it feels basic, but,
These all feel pretty
relatively basic. Well, people are freaking out.
I feel like an old man being very confused right now. Like, what do you mean that kids don't have cleaning supplies?
Yeah, they don't have the eucalyptus spray for the kitchen bench top.
Backup food apparently is on this list.
What's backup
So they've
food?
said one night you'll be too lazy to go to the shops, kids. So
Miggering.
you'll be grateful that you have emergency tuna, miggering, or a packet. Yes, that's essentially what they're saying.
I just put that all under food.
Yeah.
Weird concept.
Yeah.
And also, make sure you have water.
Yeah.
It's important to drink.
A pantry to put your food in.
Yeah.
Oxygen.
Be helpful.
Breathing air.
Food, water, shelter. Very important. Candles and matches. This is an interesting one in case the power goes out, right? And you've got no light.
Yeah.
I feel like
do without that.
Everyone's phone's got a light on it these days.
Yeah, but then if there's no power, then you can't charge your phone.
I guess so. First aid kit. Something that I didn't have when I first moved out was first aid kit, and I didn't even have Band-Aids.
Yeah, but even now, I don't think I have a first aid kit. I have some Band-Aids and bandages.
You know the first aid kit?
Betadine.
I've got a mini chemist warehouse in my place.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, my wife is much more organised than I am. This is an interesting one. I don't think I've ever owned one of these. A can opener.
Oh.
I've never owned a can opener.
I've had a few can openers.
No, I only buy cans that have got the little finger thing on it.
pull.
What happens when you pull it too hard?
I don't know what happens when you pull it too hard, Jimmy.
You go blind.
That's what happens
That's
when
why I've got glasses.
when you move out
I moved
somewhere.
out at 17, mate. What do you think I was doing?
You were very busy.
Now, here's the thing.
I'm nearly Ray Charles.
On your own.
I want to help. I want to help out the people of Sydney right now on 131060. I'm going to start something now. It's called the Jimmy Nath Show with Emma's Dumb Question Hotline.
Hey, I didn't cook my pasta for long enough and then I ended up eating it. Does that mean I'm going to get food poisoning?
Dumb Question Hotline. Welcome to Jimmy Nath and Emma's Dumb Question Hotline. We won't judge you much.
Yeah, welcome to the Dumb Question Hotline. We just want to offer a service to the good people of Sydney right now, Jim, to answer or do our best to answer questions you think might be too dumb.
Yeah, no, look, I've always believed, and there's no such thing as a dumb question.
No.
I think knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And I think that our show, Nath, has always unofficially stood for E.
Yeah.
Now it stands for Emma. But originally it stood for educational.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely. And
We're
the
going to
show,
educate the young minds.
and
of
obviously
Sydney.
the show motto is what, Jim?
Don't Google it.
Don't Google it.
Don't Google it.
So take what we say for gospel. Unless, of course, there are some legal ramifications, like if it's anything medical, then don't Google it.
Yeah, we'll take any dumb
Google
questions
is helpful.
except medical questions.
Rita from Chester Hill, welcome to the Dumb Questions Hotline. Hello, Rita.
Hello.
Hello. What can we help you with, Rita?
Yes, well, I asked my husband this question. I said, when the power's out, the toilet still flush?
Oh, Rita, when you thought about it, because for me, if I'm asking a dumb question, when I think it's not dumb, and then I say it out loud, and I realise I know the answer.
Yes, and I was actually serious at the time.
Well, I mean, Rita,
like-
this is a serious service. So are you calling because you still don't know the answer and need us to answer it for you?
Oh, no, they laughed their head off and thought, oh, geez, that was stupid. Of course it...
Right, okay.
Just so you know, because I just want to explain it. The toilet
Yeah, but
does...
at the,
No, it's fine. Read, it's fine. So just so you know, the toilet flushes with without electricity because of gravity. Because it goes down.
Yeah.
So if you want to understand gravity, grab an apple, throw it in the air, and it'll come back down.
There you go, Rita.
So gravity. That's how
Dumb
toilets work.
question answered. Well
Yep.
done.
What would she do without you, Jimmy?
Yeah, mate,
I don't know.
you know what? That's what this service offers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now she can go and study gravity and how it works. Emily from Liverpool, welcome to the Dumb Question Hotline, Emily.
Hello. My question is, can you get sunburn from fire?
You can. I'm glad you mentioned this, Emily, because the sun is actually a big ball of fire.
It is.
Goodness
gracious, great balls of fire. Yeah.
Is about the sun. And I think a lot of people don't know this. So the next time, this is for everyone, just not Emily, the next time you are, barbecuing, lighting a fire, out camping, slip, slop, zap, guys.
Yeah.
Just put some sunscreen on,
important.
put a hat on, put some sunnies on. It's really going to save you.
Would you agree with that, Em? I think it's a very good point to wear a hat. to wear a hat, Emily, has that helped?
I'll try that one. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
no,
welcome.
try that one. Live by
No
it,
dumb
mate.
questions.
Words to live by.
Only smart answers.
Karen from Leppington, welcome to the Dumb Question Hotline, Karen.
Good morning. How are you? All your listeners sound like they're in pain this morning. I'm so excited to be on the radio.
Oh,
hi, Karen.
We're excited to have you on the radio. Very good, Karen. Breath of fresh air. What is your dumb question?
Okay, well, I should probably change it now, considering I'm going to be late for school.
Mhm.
But my one is, why does a blinker blink?
Why does
Great question, Karen. So back in the day when cars didn't have indicators or blinkers, you would blink to the car next to you. You would put your head out the window and you just blink at them with one eye. So obviously the right eye was for right and the left eye was for left. So
Yeah.
that's where blinkers come from.
Yeah. That's why-
originally called winkers.
Yeah.
But they just changed it.
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah, a lot of people thought they were getting lucky. No, we were just merging.
What if you could get more of the Jimmy and Nath Show? You can on the podcast. And you're only a what if away from great holidays. What if it's Aussie for travel?